Good morning, good afternoon, and all of those people who are watching us live right now. I am at the Business Expo in London, Excel. I'm doing a live from here, and I'm going to be starting soon with my guest, Jonathan Pfahl. He's here now. Let me just bring him in. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? How is your hay fever today?
Well, it's more hangover than hay fever today, if I'm honest with you, buddy. We celebrated the closing of a very, very big deal last night, so that's why I was a little bit late to the call. We're not getting everything sorted, but everything's good, man. Everything's really good.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So we are already live now. So we
Right.
are waiting for. We are not waiting for Suki today because Suki is busy at the expo. So
Sure.
what I'm going to be doing is, as I already sent you some questions, so we're going to
Yeah.
go through with the questions with you, and we are going to be intrigued with your answers. That's what we are looking forward to.
All right. Well,
So
I
before
look
I
forward
start,
to it as well.
fantastic, fantastic. Before I start, I would like to introduce our guest, JP, which is short for Jonathan Pfahl, and he preferred to be called JP. Let me give you a brief introduction about JP. Uh, Jonathan Pfahl is a rock star, literally, the founder and managing director of the Rockstar Group of companies. Spent his evening rocking it out with his band while spending his days in a U.S. investment bank.
Goldman Sachs.
Jonathan, or JP as he prefers to be called, set up a Rockstar Group in 2007. Since then, he has grown into the largest resource bank of business services for growing companies in the UK. It is also an active investment firm with a portfolio of over 40 companies privately invested in. The Rockstar Group owns its own regulated crowd fund, a hedge fund, an international mentoring app, a sales outsourcing firm, digital marketing co, its own big bespoke CRM platform, and app development co, its own law firm, a VIP concierge and events company, and its own foundation. These services are all available to all clients who require help and use, of course, to run the businesses that Rockstar invest in. And engaging in very funny pose Aussie, but behind the banter is a value and tips that you haven't heard of before. So there you go, the introduction for our guest, JP. Welcome, JP, to our Inspired Business TV.
Thank you, thank you. You could have used a bit more excitement in that introduction, mate. You were just reading off the page, but anyway, that's another story.
I
But
would have I would
yes,
have used another accent as well, but I thought I better make sure that I'm reading it through properly.
right,
But I should have used another vocal inside about it. But
that's right,
well.
right.
First of all, before we go into uh, asking you questions, just tell us a little bit about your band.
Well, it started as a cover band, and then I was the one who said, "I've written this song.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?" And we went from being the guys who would do the weddings, the parties, the birthday parties, to then being on the circuit of an original band. We started writing our own music, and I enjoyed the time thoroughly. But we never
Mm-hmm.
even came close. We never came close to the big time ever. So fond memories. And what's so hilarious now is one of my old friends who I used to play with back in Australia. He's just moved over to London, and he said
Oh
to me
wow.
recently. He said, JP, let's gig again. Let's start doing gigs. So I've got my first gig coming up in about 3-4 weeks' time. Thanks to a friend of mine who owns 7 bars in London, he's giving me a slot. And the two of us are rehearsing strongly right now to to yeah, jam it out again. But that's all about covers. That's all about making people have a good time, so to speak.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's brilliant. So, is this the love from your childhood, or it was something came out when you become teenager?
That childhood. Indeed. You can hear from my voice. I've always had quite a husky voice.
Uh-huh.
So when I sing, I've got this quite strong rock singer voice, right? So I'm actually
Mhm.
good. I can sing. Like there aren't many things I'm that good at. Business and music basically, but I can sing, man. I can probably sing. It came from being a kid and realizing I enjoyed it and made people smile and laugh, and that's the important thing.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, from here, we would like to start our discussion about your journey. What has is it been regards to your business and everything. So, going on that, I would like to ask you our first question, which is quite a interesting question, which is all about your most significant memory as a child that you feel has helped you as an adult.
I think the most significant memory is just the advice and the constant guidance I got from my father. Um, two lines: never give up, and you're never gonna get rich working for someone else. Are the main two things. My father still to this day is a inspiration to me and what he does and everything that he does. He's a cautious man. He's a smart man. He's an investor, and he helps me very, very carefully in making decisions about what to do, what not to do, and even to this day, and not as much so anymore, but I still value and respect that hugely. So when I think of my childhood, I think of he's been a hero to me for so many years. So I think about my kicking the rugby ball around with him, in the garden. I think about, sitting down with him and him teaching me algebra because I don't understand how it works. But then, really, the two sayings is, son, never, ever, ever give up, and you're never going to get rich working for someone else. That when I think about my childhood, that's what I remember.
That's beautiful. I think that's the stepping stone in people's life when you have a role model who can give you that direction and
Hugely.
allow you to explore and give you that space to think outside the box and give you that support when you are young. That's quite
Very true.
important for it.
And now
Um,
I've got young kids myself now, and I've got a 6-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter, and it's far too early to tell, what their journey in life is going to be. But as a father at that age, my focus and all I want to focus on is just to give them the confidence that they can do whatever the hell they want to do. And so far so good. But it just
yeah,
give your kids the confidence, and then once they have the confidence to know that they can do anything, then it's about guiding
yeah,
them through the steps and the life lessons that where you can teach them about goal setting. You can teach them about
yeah,
the whole never giving up. You can teach them about the difficulties of life. You can teach them about the different industries and sectors and margins and how to make money from each of all of them. But for now, as a dad, it's all about, I just want you guys to feel right now that you can do whatever the hell you want. You've got that self confidence in yourself. Don't be rude. Don't be a little shit. But you've got the confidence to know you can do whatever you want. And
yeah.
that's my focus right now. Thanks to my dad. Thanks to my dad.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely understand because I'm also a father of three girls. Actually, I got three beautiful ladies in my life. My older one is 17, and I got set of twins. They are 14 years old. So
Wow.
by grace of God, they are
Good,
bringing
good
and they are
luck.
coming up.
Good luck.
Yeah, everybody says the same thing. JP, good luck, mate. You got three girls. You can imagine how it's going to work out for you. I say I'm
Two of
blessed.
them, two
I'm
of them
very
being, two of them being twins too, man. I mean, oh Jesus, I'm sure they're beautiful and
yeah,
lovely. And listen, I mean, my
yeah.
relationship with my
But the,
daughter, my relationship with my daughter
yeah,
is so different to my relationship with my son. Like, My son is
Mm-hmm.
he's my boy, you know, he's my boy. So we'll have chats,
Yes.
we'll have cuddles, and etc. every now and again. But oh, my little daughter! I mean, I'd do anything for it. There's something different about being a father to a little girl, you know, as I'm sure you know. But I
Yes.
love my son to bits. But at the end of the day, he's a boy, you know. He's a son, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But oh, my little girl, oh no, no, just love it a
I,
bit,
I
love it a bit.
Yeah, I completely understand that. Completely understand that. Well, that's quite an interesting because we all looking for a role model in our life, and it's important that if we have a role model, it really create a very good standing point for us going forward. Well,
Very,
regards to your successes, we also experience failures. How those failures has expanded your mind?
you learn so much more in your failures. You know, I've had a few. Um, they expand your mind as long as you're smart enough to realize don't ever do that again, right? And fortunately, as most entrepreneurs, like you know, when you have serious failures, i.e., I had a, you know, I lost £800,000 once on a property deal,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't all my money; it was also investors' money too. And when you go through the situation of losing serious amounts of cash, yours and on behalf of other people, um, you're confronted with annoyed, angry people. You are emotionally and personally shattered because you stuffed up. In this particular case, it wasn't my fault, but in terms of the situation, it was the developer's fault. But you know, I was the front of it. I was the front of it. So you know, I had to front up because I was the one that convinced the investors that this was a no brainer. It was going to go through and everything's great, and it didn't work out. So I agree with you massively that your failures are your biggest life lessons, but you've got to absolutely learn from them. You've got to learn from them because if you don't, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Enjoy your successes. Enjoy your successes, but your failures, learn from them. You know, and do what I'm doing now. Be proud to because if you do, and you get out the other side, this is another thing. Maybe because I'm Australian, I'm loud and I'm hungover because we had a big night last night. Sorry to tell you the truth, but you can tell by my eyes anyway. Is if you get through it, talk about it. You know, don't be so British. Talk about it. You know, like I'm doing now. Be proud of the fact that you had a massive failure, but you sorted it out and you got through it. That's another thing I'd say.
No, completely understand that because without failure, we are not going to become what we are right now, and that's the standpoint of us all the way through. My journey started in '96 when I came to London, and it's been like a on and up and down. And what you see right now is the catalyst where I am right now and doing this TV shows and channels on different platforms as well. So I've gone through with a very brutal life changes in my life as well,
Yeah.
and it actually builds you stronger every time you actually acknowledge that. And in your view, do you think that failure is a buzzword right now, or do you think that people are still hiding or they have fear about it?
Um, Everyone has the fear of failure. Everyone has the fear of failure. I still do to this day. You know, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing very well. But you know, the fear of failure should be a driver. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to go running around London telling everyone about how afraid you are of failing, but you should
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, in your own soul and gut, use it as a driver. Because there are two sorts of people. There's the first person who the fear of failure is so strong they that it holds them back from actually getting up and trying to do it. And then you got guys like myself and you, who the
Mm-hmm.
fear of failure drives you. I mean, I'm not a religious guy, right? And I got no offense to any. I hope I don't offend any religious people. I'm not. I'm not religious.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of failure has been my biggest driver for years because this is it. as far as I'm concerned, there's no other life. There's no fluffy cloud I'm going to be sleeping on when I die. This is it, right? I got one shot at this. I got one shot at this life, and I want to do something incredible. Um, and I know this is it. This is my only time. And the fear of not achieving that in my one life, in my one ticket on this one journey ride, is a huge driver to me, man. I'm being honest. It is a huge driver. Like, it's not about my kids. It's not about my wife. It's about me. This is my time. This is my journey. They get all the benefits as a result, but this is my time. And the fear of failure is one of the biggest drivers that keeps me and has kept me going in that regard ever since.
Yeah, I completely understand, completely resonate with you with that. Actually, if it becomes the driver, it becomes the pain. That pain you can't tolerate. You are going to do something about it. If you're going to be keeping it as normal, then you will become comfortable with it, and you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve in life.
Mm.
Absolutely crucial. So going forward with right now we are talking about interpersonal skills. So why you think interpersonal skills are very important at this present moment, in this present moment of time?
Give me an example of what you mean by when you say interpersonal skills. What do what are you referring to there? Because it's quite broad. So what are you referring to?
Well, referring in regards to how do you communicate with people? If you are in business, how do you communicate with your customers? How do you communicate with your employees? How you communicate with your people partners or people who are in, and what it makes important to have that sort of clear communication or interpersonal skills, which allows you to make everybody in a group set of mindset, or I will say people should communicate clearly in without any sort of hassle.
We've got quite a lot of staff.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly three figures. We've got a lot of staff,
Mm-hmm.
and they all live by the motto of Rockstar, which is the only truth is the result. The only truth is the result. That's what every one of our staff lean on and focus on. We celebrate. We take them out. We take them on holiday. We party with them. It's called Rockstar at the end of the day. Interpersonal skills fits into that because you're giving people the enjoyment and the experience of being part of an organization. But honestly, I don't enjoy managing people. I have to do it. I do it less so now. I pass it on to other people to do it. But I don't enjoy it. It's a pain in the ass. Like if you're a guy who's just a good salesman who wants to, close the next deal or get the next investor on, etc., the last thing you want to hear about is Jenny can't come to work today because she has a headache, or Philip can't come to work because he's got a sore knee, this sort of stuff. I'm not. I'm not massive into that sort of stuff. I don't enjoy it either. It's a pain in the ass, if I'm honest with you. But the only truth is the result. So we instill that into people. And basically, our form of management is be you, go and be you. This is your job. The only truth is the result. If you have any serious problems, call us. Otherwise, just go do the job. Do you. Be yourself and let's make some money together. Right? So that's our style. It might be different to other people, and I'm sure you have people that say, "Oh, managing people is so important." I'm like, bullshit. The only truth is the result. That's said on the first date. So you're either with us or it's not for you. And if it's not for you, that's totally cool. It's totally cool. But that's our style. That's how we roll.
Excellent, excellent. So in regards to the values, you have your values for your company, for values as well as your vision and your purpose of your company, which allows your staff to understand what they are standing on. and that's where everything comes together. Correct?
Yeah, but I give them some of the best technologies and products to sell in the world. They're not
Mm-hmm.
selling life insurance. You know, the only truth is the result is because I've just given you a state of the art meditech company out of Oxford University that makes us $5,000 margin per pop, plus another £400 per month ongoing. Call up, and here's a case study from Man United, right? Call up every other football club now and sell four to them each. So yes, what you're saying, but I make these people's lives a lot easier by acquiring technologies that are shit hot, that are amazing, that give them something exciting to sell, and that's unique in the market. And that's why I expect them to live by the fact the only truth is the result. Don't tell me how busy you are. Don't tell me how busy
Mm-hmm.
you are. What's the result? And what are you doing every day? And we obviously teach people this as they join, but what are you doing every day to actually prioritize the hours that you've got per day with us to focus on getting the result? That's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me.
That's true. Very true. I think, can you bring your mic a little bit closer? I think sometimes you are a little bit far away from the mic,
Yeah,
so
I don't
we
have my
can't hear.
hands. I don't have my hands free, as you know, but you can hear me okay now, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you all right now. No, you are right about it. You have given that, you have the trust of your employees, and they trust you, and they are actually abide by the values they've been given, and it's not written in on stone or something like that, but they understand what the values are. You have given them the leverage of working towards the end result, working towards delivering the result for the task what they have been given. So I think these are clear communication, I can say, from the management. And as you said yourself, that you don't like to be managing people. What you are saying, you say, okay, I'm the leader, follow me, I will guide you, and then you just deliver what I will ask you to do. Correct?
Correct. Yep, that's it.
Mhm.
That's it. And some do,
So
most do, and others don't.
yeah.
And there are others that don't enjoy that. They want to be arriving to the big glowing offices with all the people around and talking shit, with all their fellow employees, etc. Um,
Hmm.
that's not our setup. That's not our setup. Our setup is you're responsible for selling this product, right? Is what sell, and work from home, come to the office. I don't care, but and then you will be invited most weeks, to come out for the social gatherings, or
Hmm.
we've got X number of tickets to this gig, this the concert, this boxing match, etc. And we invigorate the staff, etc. by taking them to them to meet our investors, to meet our clients, and all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, but in short, I'm sorry to ramble on. Yes, that's our style. That's how we roll.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, there are a lot of people looking for a change in their life. People always look at, okay, I'm going to change, I will do my master degree, or I'm going to change my job. With your experience, and with your we've been talking a lot about the way you have built up yourself. If you want to give an advice to somebody who is looking to create some changes in their life, what will be your best advice?
Take your time. Take your time. Be smart, and ask someone smarter than you as to if it's a good thing or not. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've got too many friends now. I'm 36, so I've got friends now in their late 30s, 40s, etc., who have done corporate life their whole life,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been bitching and whinging to me for years, saying, "Ah, JP, I would love to do what you do. I'd love to be my own boss. I'd love to take the plunge, etc., etc." And now, with some of them, after divorce, after upcoming midlife crises, etc., these
Mm-hmm.
guys are earning six figures a year in the city, right? So they'll come to me and they'll say, I want to. This is what I want to do. I want to do it. I've got this idea for a wine business. I want to
Mm-hmm.
import really high end French wine and sell
Mm-hmm.
it to people in the city. I'm like, oh, because no fucking other one else does. Because no one else does that. Are you serious? Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't even think about it. My advice to answer that question Sam, is to say to these people, speak to someone who is an entrepreneur, speak to a successful entrepreneur, speak to someone that you can trust, lay it all out on the table, and get the answers back that are honest and true. Because if you're earning six figures in the city and you hate your job, that's one thing. But to pack it all in and set up a concierge wine service for your previous boss, trust me, mate, you're going to hate it a lot more because you'll be earning fuck all. Right? So that would be my advice. Take the advice of people who know what they're talking about, who have been through it, who can then maybe advise you on other solutions, etc. To help you start your own thing, but actually do it that's going to make you money.
Yeah, yeah. So do you, in your views, you talk to somebody who understand them. Do you think having a mentor, like a business mentor, who can actually guide them through that process, besides jumping without knowing nothing about the business model or anything like that, do you
Um,
recommend they should have a mentor?
Absolutely. I'm a huge believer in mentoring. I mean, God, it's one of the biggest divisions in my group, so I'm a massive believer in mentoring. Absolutely, yes. But people who have genuinely done it, guys like Suki, yourself, myself, um, there are mentors and there are mentors. And whilst we,
Yes.
whilst we don't do as much mentoring anymore, because our focus is mainly on the investment side now, and buying
Mm-hmm.
companies and doing deals and making money, there's no money in mentoring. But unless you get a big government contract, which is something that happened a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but absolutely seeking the guidance. I mean, this has been one of my key sayings for years, right? If you want to do
Mm-hmm.
something well and you want to learn how to do it well, the fastest way to do it is to find someone who has already achieved what you want to do and get them to show you how to do it. A mentor is the best way to achieve what I just said, without question.
Correct. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Because somebody was talking to me earlier, and he said to me that he wants to be a businessman, and I want to be earning X amount of money. And I said to him that you have all those skill sets. You should be looking for a mentor.
Mm,
And without a mentor, you can do certain aspect of your achievement, but that achievement will not last longer because you don't know what has been gone through in your present life and what is going to go through in your future life. And that's where you need a mentor who has already done it, who already been successful. You just have to
mm,
go through with his blueprint and let's just
mm,
follow him through. Everybody says, I want to go through with Tony Robbins' theories or uh, uh, Warren Buffett's theories and everything. Yeah, it's perfect because they have done it. They know what they have done it. They have achieved it. So you just follow it through. You can't just say, I want to restart or reignite my engine to create same thing which is already been done by several other people in life.
yeah. Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So in your view now, while you say you are 36, you're very young now, JP.
I'm a child.
Uh,
I'm a child. My wife keeps telling me that every day. I'm in my dining room at the moment. So
you're
she's
very
sitting
young.
next to me. She's forever telling me how much of a child I am. Yes, I'm very young. Go on, please. She's older than me, so I can say that all the time.
No, what you have achieved in your life right now, where you are standing yourself in business and you're mentoring a lot of people and you're helping a lot of people. And can you tell us about your foundation? What is your foundation is all about?
Foundation is called the Simple Drinking Water Foundation. It provides
Uh-huh.
fresh, clean drinking water to developing countries all over the world. So we acquired a
Okay.
technology about 2 years ago. We now have the rights to sell this technology all over the world. It's a 2,000
Mm-hmm.
litre water tank with two cylindrical filters at the bottom. And the reason why it's 2,000 litres is we pump water without any electricity from rain. Obviously, you don't need a pump, boreholes, rivers, lakes, and rain into the
Mm-hmm.
tank. We do it all by wind turbo and wind power and solar power. And
Mm-hmm.
you take a muddy brown river water from the Ganges in Africa. You put them through our filters, it produces 100% clean drinking water, right? So our
Mm-hmm.
foundation, whilst we sell these units all around the world to developing countries, our
Mm-hmm.
foundation gifts a significant portion of them to these remote areas and countries, etc.
Okay. Fantastic. And so people, if they want to contribute to your foundation, is there a way you can do it, or you can invite people to come and help you with something? How it all
Yeah,
works?
I own the Rockstar Group, but the website for our foundation is simpledrinkingwater.com.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. I will put it on our broadcast, so people, if they are interested to know more about your foundation, they will come to you and come to your website and get some more information. In
Correct,
regards
correct.
to, because we all talk about legacy, a lot of renowned people have left their legacy. If I have to ask you what is going to be your legacy, what it would be?
It's such a deep question, especially for a 36-year-old. uh, that sounds that doesn't mean to sound arrogant or ignorant. It's just I've been asked this once before in a live interview, and basically, I just want the brand of Rockstar and JP to be known as someone who, you know, business wise, made a very large impact on and difference in a positive way of many different business people, and with our foundation, many different children and family around the world. But as stubbornly as I say it, I'm not. I don't have time to think about my legacy, man. Right? If I drop dead tomorrow, I'd be pissed off, but I'd die a happy guy. Seriously, I die happy. I've had a great life. I'm 36, but fuck me, I've had a great life. I enjoy life to the full. I enjoy it to the full. So I can't even think about my legacy now because in my mind, I'm going to live to at least 96, right? The
Wow,
doctors might not say
fantastic.
so, but mate, I'm not in a box until 96. I'll retire at 92. So I've given you my answer now. I want to help people. My legacy is to be this and blah, help all these people. Blah 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 blah. But realistically, man, like fuck that. I'm not even thinking about my legacy yet. I've got so much more I want to do.
But do you think, because what your company is doing or what you have decided to do about the foundation, that is also one of that legacy is going to be when people is going to remember what remembering now as well as remember later on as well, because that's
Yeah, but
what is all about.
I don't want to be dead. I enjoy
No, no,
being
no.
alive to see those benefits. That's my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
point. Like
That,
like you go to that website, you go to simpledrinkwater.com, you watch the video, and you see what we're doing for these communities, right? And I much enjoy sitting back in London at my house, which I'm in that right now, and watching those videos whilst I'm alive, as opposed to being in a box. So I get what you're saying. I understand the question, but no, no, no. I've got another 60 years left in me, man. So I can't talk about legacy yet.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, that would be the best thing happen to you by the grace, and you will be healthy with the years to come, and that's the best thing going to happen, and your children are grow together with you. That's another
Yeah.
blessing to you as well. Absolutely,
Well,
absolutely. So
I know in your network there are a lot of spiritual people. There are religious people, and so when I
yes,
said before that I'm not religious, I didn't mean any offense about that, but it
no,
drives
no.
me. This is it. Like I don't treat my body like a temple, as you can probably guess.
Hmm.
Um, but it's a driver for me. So as much as I love and respect people who are religious and who are spiritual, and talk about legacy and all those sorts of things, for me, I love to just enjoy the journey, man. You got to enjoy the journey because it's the only one you got.
Yeah, I said it's good to live in a present moment as well. You don't know what's going to happen in the future yourself. Nobody
No.
knows. So let's enjoy the now instead of thinking of the future and having a headache to think about the
Exactly.
future. Let's enjoy right
Exactly.
now and have every moment count. That's also my mantra as well. Living now instead of living for tomorrow.
Live in the now. Yep. I agree with you
Living in.
wholeheartedly there. Wholeheartedly. I totally
Thank you,
agree.
JP.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we speak to a lot of youth as well. Suki also speaks to a lot of youth. I speak to a lot of youth as well because, as you know, that youth sector is require a lot of uh, people with influence, people who can be able to tell them, not tell them, guide them. I would say we can't tell people to do things. Just have to guide them. Correct. So,
Yep.
if there would be a group of youth standing in front of you, what would be your your guidance, what sort of guidance you're going to give them?
Love what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And the only, you're never going to get rich working for someone else, is what my dad said, if you remember from the beginning of this. Love what you do, follow your passion. You're never going to get rich working for someone else if that's what you want to do. And it would be never give up. But then here's the most important thing that would shut them up and stop them dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
The only truth is the what? The only truth is the what?
Absolutely.
The result.
Mm-hmm.
Kids need to realize that. They fuck around too much. There's too much he said, she said, excuses, excuses. The only truth is the result. But if you're going to build a business, or if you want to go work with someone else, if I'm speaking to a group of kids, you've got to love what you do because life is hard. And you spend more time in your job or your business than you do at home with your family and kids, right? So if you're
Mm-hmm.
sacrificing so much of the hours in your life for years to work and earn money, if you hate what you do, like so many of my mates do, in their 40s, um, change it. Change it. Be different. Love what you do because life is tough and there are always going to be differences and things that happen to you in your life. You've got to love what you do. Then learn how to make money from that love. But the only truth is the result.
Yeah,
That's what I'd say to
absolutely.
the little fuckers. That's what I'd say to them, right? And I've said it to them many times before, and I wake them up because of being Australian in this country is a wonderful advantage. Most people have never met people like me, so when I meet these little pricks, I you know, enlighten them in a way that they haven't experienced before, and it works.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. So, if people wants to connect with you or working with your company in regards to investment or something, how can they go about it?
The best way for me personally, because I'm on it every day, is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, or we have a general email address called info@rockstargroup.co.uk.
Mm-hmm.
Info info at rockstargroup.co.uk. That will
Yep.
give you instant access to our team who can help guide you, whether it's funding, investment, mentoring, sales growth, etc., etc. If you want me personally, Jonathan
Yep.
Pfahl, which you've got my name on this thing, so people can see my name. Just search
Yes.
my name. Thanks to my surname, there aren't many
Mm-hmm.
of us on LinkedIn, and you'll see that beautiful photo of me that was photoshopped, as you can now tell. And yeah, connect with me on LinkedIn. Send me a message. I'll always get back to you personally. Always.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, the team, thank you very much for today's guest. We have Jonathan Fall, short for JP. He has given his precious time to us, and he actually given us so much wisdom about his journey. And he has been going through his next step of journey, which is going to be helping a lot of other people. And his foundation is doing a very great job. And if you have been listening, and if you have any question, or if you are going to be listening later on, if you got any questions, please do not hesitate to ask us. Jonathan is very happy. JP is very happy to take your message via LinkedIn or via his website. And if there is anything else which you require from us, me, myself, Sam Dosa, as well as Suki Waiwala, uh, Today, Suki could not make it because he is standing on his stand at the Business Expo in Excel, where
Probably a
I'm
good
live
thing, because I
from.
wouldn't. Probably a good thing I wouldn't have got a word in anyway if Suki was there.
So the guys, thank you very much again for joining us, and thank you very much, JP, for being a fantastic guest and giving us
Pleasure.
the truth answer, the answer of truth, and everything was quite authentic.
Well, I apologise for the odd swear word. I'm Australian, so I can get away with it. But it's me. It's me. I mean, whenever I get asked to do these things, I don't hold back. I don't hold back, and I hope people got value from it. I really do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, JP, for being a fantastic host, myself and host, and you said being our guest today. And looking forward to talking to you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sammy. Really appreciate it.
Take care. Bye for now.
All right. Cheers. Bye bye.
Thank you guys for listening to us, myself and JP. Suki Waiwala could not join us because he is at the expo stand. If you are coming to London, please come in and visit our expo stand in London. XL is 820. Please come along and chat with us. We are actually offering great workshop offer today. So if you are in London and if you are in coming to London Excel, please come and talk to us because the acceleration course which he has been talking about is like a hot cake. Come along. The value which is giving in this 3-day workshop is phenomenally, amazingly, and I will say it will going to create a very big momentum in your business. So do come along to our Business Expo stand at London Expo in Excel Center today or tomorrow as well. So thank you very much for joining us, and I will say goodbye for now. Take care.